and welcome back to yet another Euro-Indians video. So these days it looks like the creative juice is flowing and I'm coming up with some different YouTube video ideas, and today's topic will really going to expose me. So one thing I have realized over the years I have been doing YouTube, I don't want to put any blinders, curtains, filters around here. I want to be like more straightforward and really admit both strength and also any weakness that I had. So considering this theme, I have came up with some of the failures that I have faced while being in Germany, and of course I will be making video on some good successes that I had in Germany. So if you're interested, then subscribe and watch out for this space. So I have created some bullet points over here, so I will be just elaborating on those. So these failures are of course my personal failures and it has nothing to do with the country, and I am not pinpointing anyone else. Instead, what I want you to take away from this video is to really learn from my failures and turn it into success for yourself. So without any further ado, let's get into these failures and regrets. I don't know why I'm so happy whenever I'm recording and why I'm happy to even share about these failures and regrets. So the number one failure and the regret that I have is not knowing the German language. Yes. So of course, those who don't know me, I never intended to come to Germany. It is just that I have applied to many countries and Germany was one of the countries where I have got the scholarship, and I was luckily here while most of the other YouTubers came at the same time. So I was one of those people came same time in Germany with other YouTubers like Men's Pro and Bharat in Germany, that it was a bit difficult for me to integrate into the country and really adapt in here. What I mean with that, of course, my course was in English language and I have done quite well. So those aspect of it was quite good. By the way, in this video, the failures and regret will be in different spheres of the life. So the first one here is of course in the German language, which is more related to the personal skill set. And I regretted not knowing the language. So I would suggest you to really know at least A2 level language if you're coming as a student. But one thing I would suggest is to really build up your German fluency up to B2 level so that you get better employment later on. The time when I came to Germany, you would say that as it was quite abrupt. All the time I'm abrupt and spontaneous. So I didn't realize that people are not really speaking English, but instead it's a German language that's more prominent. You could say that it was a bit immature thinking that time, but slowly and steadily I realized its importance, and I now of course learning German language. So hello, wie geht's? So yeah, of course, to know until A2 level German language is mostly for the tourists, and you should know it just as a general etiquette. It's just considered to be respectful to the local citizens and residents if you're able to speak up to A2 level. Needless to say that most of the German people speak English language and quite fluently. They might be happy to switch from German to English later on, but it's just nice and out of courtesy and etiquette to know up to A2 level. Usually if you're coming here as a student or even if you're coming here as an employee, you will be getting chances to get enrolled into German language classes. So there are some classes being organized within the university, and also the classes are organized of course at the city level, and there are several institutes. But beside these, if you are being employed by a company, they do offer such classes as well. When you will be in Germany, you will soon realize that Germany has a lot of paperwork to be done. They are quite big on bureaucracy. So in order to really absorb and understand all these rules, regulations and laws, it's really crucial that you know a bit of German language and does not totally depend on the Google Translate. Of course, I will be making video on how you can survive by just speaking English, but I do think, and it's one of my suggestion to you, to know at least A2 level German language and then slowly and steadily build on it. Then now, moving forward, it brings me to another point, which is totally different than me being immature. Now, this brings me to another point, which is related to the student life in general in the university. One of the mistakes I have done was being too ambitious. Yes, I am sure that behind this camera you all are like laughing, but yeah, by being ambitious, what I really meant is that While I was in university, I went above and beyond and enrolled myself into several modules, which later on really piled on into my life, and I didn't had extra time to do something else. So I was most of the times was studying and didn't had time for work. But before we move on further, if you are enjoying watching this content, then hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel so that the algorithm gets a little bit pushed. So the most of the time I end up studying and I didn't had extra hours to work. Besides this, if you are taking some modules that are quite difficult and if you think it's difficult to pass such modules, then I would suggest not go for it. So the learning that I had with this mistake or failure is that I need to be more conscious about the modules I am taking and electives, and at the same time should have a better work-life balance so that I have sufficient time to really study and devote it to my student life, and at the same time can gain experience at the work. Talking about the work, this brings me to my third failure. So as I said that I ended up taking several modules. Of course, the intention behind was that to be curious, open-minded and learn as much as I could and be competitive so that I can apply for more jobs later on. But I ended up not really working, and this brings me to my third mistake. So yeah, it's worth to take on internship or some other part-time or small work so that you can get experience while also developing your network. Having such experience will not only develop you as a person but also develops your soft skills, which is quite necessary before you are applying to any role in Germany, especially if it could be in the same country. So this is quite value addition to your CVs. So I would not suggest you to make similar mistake like me. As you will start living in Germany, soon you will realize that your life will get absorbed in student life, socializing, networking, and also into doing job, part-time, or even internship. But that doesn't mean you should not be focusing on your health. So it's quite important that you really take care of yourself, because sometimes it could be difficult to get like doctor's appointment here in Germany. And just like that, it brings me to my fourth failure or mistakes in Germany. I have experienced the time where I got really sick. I got into food poisoning. I was bedridden for almost 3 months. At the end of this, I also lost a bit of my vision, and it was the first time that I was in need of getting glasses. So I was not really taking care of myself in a sense that I didn't had enough time to cook like meal from scratch or have food which is rich in vitamins and nutrients. In short, it's really important that while you are still busy developing your career, your life, you look into your health aspect as well and be conscious about what you are consuming and eating. Ensure that you have proper vitamins, buy the multivitamins and supplements that are also available in the supermarket, and sometimes it could be also very challenging to get the doctor's appointment. It's always good to not like be in a situation where your physical or mental health get jeopardized. So be sure that you are taking care of your physical health by being active, taking out time to like get involved into maybe jogging, going out on hiking. There are some hiking and swimming clubs as well. Especially for those people who are vegetarian or vegan, they sometimes find it difficult to like really have good options available. There is a huge assortment of vegetarian frozen stuff available in the German supermarket, which you can easily buy, make smoothie out of it, make fried rice, make noodles with all those vegetables, and then you will be good to go. So we are back. So let's talk now about the fifth point, which is about job. So as an expat or as an immigrant, we want to keep working in a foreign country and we want to like get settled and really have like a stability in life later on, right? And that's why we are here. So this brings me to the point about job application. Talking about the job application, one of the regrets, failure or mistakes that I have done was not applying outside Germany. So as I have said, like I was not able to. Mostly there are more jobs in German compared to full-time English speaking job, and I actually end up really spending 4 or 5 months looking for roles and I couldn't get it. unless I started applying outside, and that's how I end up being in London. That's where my career started. Later on, of course, I moved to other countries then in Europe. So this is one of my advice and suggestion to you, that if you are struggling while applying for roles, not really able to get jobs, then I highly recommend that you also start looking outside Germany, and you might find getting one soon. Yes, I remember while I was going from Germany to London, I also met another person who was studying in Aachen and has got job in London within one of the automobile companies. So no matter if one door closes, the other one is always open. It's just the matter of you to really recognize and grab those opportunities. So go for it. Now, talking about the job, this brings me to my last point, which is also related to the job. So, one thing I have understood, of course, to look for jobs, it's important that you have a good connection. You should be doing a lot of networking. But apart from this, you should also have more customized job application approach. You might be thinking it's related to customization of your CV, cover letter, but with this, what I meant is to really apply jobs in a way that's hidden. So there are some job opportunities that are not out in the market, and if such companies already know you, you are at better position to be considered for those roles. There are many ways how you can explore such opportunities. One is visiting career fair being organized at city or at university level. Even if you're not student, you can still attend such job fairs and can take big advantage of it. There are also many companies promoting jobs on Facebook as well, where people are promoting from startups. They are looking for jobs. So even those are some other opportunities. There are some universities that also have job portals where companies directly post as well, and they are quite less exposed to the outside world. Besides this, if you know that there are someone who is starting up their own firm, or there is a company that's expanding its reach and they're setting up their offices, then of course they need people over there. Then you can also inquire and directly go and reach out to them. So that's it, I guess, for this video. I am done with my list that I have prepared, and I'm quite happy that I was able to share my failures, regrets, or mistakes that I have done while I was in Germany. If you like this video, then let me know in the comment section, and I hope to see you then in my next video, where I will be talking about my success, things that I have done right in Germany. So stay tuned, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.